Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you from Transformers Legacy United. This is Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Chromia. Let's take a quick look at the packaging. There she is inside the box. Loving the colors on this figure. A very slick picture of her in her bike mode there. Very nice. Pretty much standard fare here on the front of the box. On the side, you get a picture of her in her robot mode, leaping into action. An up-close shot of her noggin, looking very nice. Logo on the top. Info on the bottom, 40-year anniversary Transformers picture on the side. On the back is where we see our product shot, Cyberverse Universe Chromia. Looking very cool. And she converts in 20 steps to her alt mode. And that is about it for the packaging. So yeah, without further ado, let's check out Cyberverse Universe Chromia. See what she's all about. Okay, here we have Chromia out of the box. And before we get into her details, let's take a look at the two accessories she comes with, which are these two little blades, two little shuriken or whatever you want to call them. They're done in a sort of light blue plastic. Get a little bit of detail on there. They are magnetic. They have magnets on the bottoms, so they do store on the side of her legs like this, so you can just kind of clip them in like that. So there is storage in robot mode and as well as vehicle mode when it you have the motorcycle tires, so they plug in just like that. And then been having a little bit of trouble with these guys. They were supposed to rotate the bottom part and then they're supposed to swing out, but I end up just doing it manually. So if you spin it like that, the blades do come out. They're a little bit finicky, and especially trying to get them back, you kind of have to hold it and then just do it manually. So anyways, those are her accessories. Let's pause and get into Chromia's details. Okay, getting up close and personal with Chromia. Now, this is the first time for me with this mold. This is pretty much a straight up repaint, slight retool of the, I think it was the Legacy United animated Prowl. So yeah, I never got that figure, was not really interested. I'm not really crazy about this figure. I mean, I got it just because I want more, female Autobots in my lineup. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's see what they did here. So yeah, I mean, as far as the head sculpt is actually right on point. I mean, it's really, really well done. You get some nice silver on the face. You get some nice sort of light blue for the eyes. You get the crest up here, the red and the silver. I mean, the head sculpt is fantastic. I mean, they really did a nice job with that. Some really nice sculpted detail there on the side. So very, very cool. And then going down here, you do get some red paint on the shoulders. This whole chest piece here is, I think it's redone for this figure. You get a nice Autobot logo there. You get some clear, kind of light red plastic there. You get some nice silver there. And I think more than anything, I really love the coloring on this figure. Again, you get that sort of light blue, sort of aqua blue against the sort of purpley blue and the silver and everything. You get a little bit of silver there on the waist. I think for me, the coloring is just kind of sold me on this figure. Again, you get the sort of lilac, I want to say, like purpley silver paint here. The hands are that same sort of, yeah, I don't know, purpley lilac color. Again, the upper thighs as well. And you get some dark blue, and you get some really nice, again, that sort of light blue, sort of aqua for the trim there. And then her feet are done in silver, and again, that more dark blue. So you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 different sort of shades here. And I think it really works. I really love the color breakup on this figure. And again, like I said, the color is kind of what drew me to this figure. That's how she looks from the back. If you have the Prowl mode, the Legacy animated Prowl mode, you pretty much know what to expect. But there are some retooled pieces on here. I think we'll see more in the bike mode, which I think, obviously the head is all new. I think this chest piece is all new. I think everything else is the same. But anyways, yeah, overall, not a bad looking figure. So, she's a little bit bulky for like a fembot. Just doing a quick comparison of her and Elita 1. Elita 1 tends to be a little bit, thinner, more sort of feminine. Whereas this Chromia version is just, she's bulky. She's a big gal. She's been eating her Cybertronian pizza here. So anyways, that's a quick comparison there. Let's get into her articulation. Okay, so articulation for Chromia is as follows. First of all, her head is very expressive. It's on a ball joint. She can look down that much, which is awesome. She can look up that much, which is awesome. She can do side to side, very expressive head. I really like the movement on the head, and it can go all the way around. And you see the motorcycle gauges there for the bike mode. But yeah, like just the head alone, really a lot of articulation. Love how like far up she can look and down. I just, this is like, for me, this is like the perfect amount of head articulation. So anyways, she's got a hinge shoulder there. It can go all the way around. And she has an upper bicep swivel there. It's on a mushroom peg right there. She has 90 degrees at the elbow. There's no real wrists, because of transformation, her wrists go in, but there's some back and forth movement there. So as far as the arms and the head, very nice. She does have a unhindered 360 at the waist, which is very nice. Again, everything feels very tight on this figure. She can do really more than the splits. I mean, she's got some high splits going there. She can kick back this much, crazy back kicks. Crazy Chuck Norris high kicks, almost kick her in the head. That is because of transformation, but yeah, some nice crazy high kicks there. She has a thigh cut there, and she also has some a hip joint right there that allows her to go out to the side. And she has about maybe a little over 90 at the knee. And at the feet, again, because of transformation, this part slides up. This slides along the tire there. So you can get seriously some crazy poses here. And you have the ankle rocker joint right there. And also the foot goes down and up like that because of transformation. So really, seriously, this Chromia has tons of articulation. Probably one of the more articulated figures that I've come across in the United Legacy line. So for that, that is a plus in my book. So very cool. Can't wait to get her into some really cool poses. But yeah, that's about it. Let's get her transformed. Okay, transformation for Chromia is actually very fun. It's very interesting transformation, but it gets a little bit fiddly here and there. So can be a little bit frustrating. So anyways, first thing you want to do, just swing her arms out, get her into a T-pose, and you want to just fold her wrists in like so. Fold that other wrist in there. And then I like to just angle the head up just a little bit. You'll see why in a second. Next thing you're going to do is rotate her waist so that part is lined up like that. And then these two kind of back pieces are going to swing through here. So you're going to swing through here to allow for some clearance. And as you're doing that, you can see this part is popping out. So you want to sort of, just for clearance sake, you want to make sure that head is kind of up a little bit so you don't scratch anything. At this point, you want to just take this up, and then you can see the gauges on the back of her head there. So you want to just sort of pop this little neck piece right there. And as you're bringing this up, you kind of want to feed the back of the head through. See if we can get in closer here. Feed the back of the head through there and just angle it down. So as you're putting that up, you have the gauge as far up as possible. You want to actually make sure that head is straight. And then there you have the gauge for the motorcycle mode right there. So that being said, next thing you want to do is just unhinge this part here. This part just unhinges at her waist. So you want to fold that down to allow clearance for these arms. The arms are going to swing back and then come together and basically form the back of the bike. And you want to just make sure those are together. They sometimes tend to come apart during transformation. So you should have something that looks like that. Let's see here. And yeah, just checking that head again, making sure that's all nice and set there. Next thing you want to do is take these handlebar pieces, and actually you want to take these parts, these handlebars, and just swing them up, all the way up. Same on the other side. Swing these all the way up. And next thing we're going to do is there's little notches on either side here, and there's a little triangular tab right there that's going to fit into the notches. This is part of my sort of frustration here. It doesn't really peg in. I mean, it slots in, but it doesn't really stay. So you want to kind of just, while you're transforming this, you want to actually just make sure that's kind of in like that. So it should have something that looks like that. Next thing you want to do is rotate this so the knee is facing inside, and then you're going to take this part, and then you're going to sort of fold, rotate that up like that. Basically, this foot is going to, fill in this hollow cavity. Hey, Chromia, there she is. And I kind of wish there was a little bit of something to sort of secure. I thought this little piece would slot in here, and I don't know, maybe it does, but for the most part, you want to just take this foot part. This can be a little bit tricky, and you want to just sort of feed it up through there until it sort of fills in that space. So you should have something like that. And then you can kind of pull the front of the bike tire up a little bit. So the front end should look something like that. So there we go. And it looks like everything is staying in place. These are staying in place. So far, so good. And then the next thing you want to do is take this leg. I would actually recommend taking the kickstand out at this point, just so you don't have to do it later. So taking the kickstand out. And then you want to rotate this leg this way, so the kneecap is facing towards the back. And again, this is not a secure connection, but there is a little space right there that this kneecap is going to kind of rest in. So you want to kind of bend her knee there and get that up in there. And again, it doesn't really, you know, it just kind of, it doesn't even tab. It just sort of sits in that little recessed area there. So it will come apart. Right now, it's pretty solid. So, and then the last thing you want to do is just rotate this foot forward on the track from the wheel. And then on both sides of the foot, you have tabs on both sides. And on the inside, you have slots right there. And you have a slot right there. This can be a little bit tricky. This is where this part does come apart. See, it's already come on tab right there. And actually, it's probably easier if you do untab it to get the foot arranged under there. So you want to just take that under there. It's a little bit tricky to see, making sure this part is rotated down. And then you want to just tab those in on either side. Once those are tabbed in, everything is pretty secure. And then you can kind of go back up here and make sure, again, these are just, this is the kind of a frustrating part what I was talking about. That those come on tab very easily. This part, this side seems to be okay. And then making sure these are tabbed together on the bottom. And then you know that you have this done right when you can stand it up and the kickstand actually works. If it doesn't work, you can see right now the kickstand's a little bit too like that. So that means that your bike, the front tire, needs to come up just a little bit, and making sure that comes up. So you want to just make sure this part comes up, and then it should be able to stand. Let's take a look at her bike mode. All right, let's take a look at the details of Chromia's motorcycle mode. For a finishing touch, you just want to put in the shuriken pieces on the wheels there. And like I said, they are just magnetic, so you can just take them and put them one on the back, one on the front, and that sort of completes the look there. So yeah, anyways, let's take a look at the details. Again, you know, you kind of saw everything in robot mode. The motorcycle, the front windshield piece looks very nice. I will throw up an image here showing the difference between this and the animated Prowl figure. But for the most part, yeah, I think it's, you know, it's the exact same mold. Again, I really love the colors. You get some nice silver paint on the vents there on the front. It's very, you know, it's very, very Tron-like in its design and look here. Again, especially with that little sort of, you know, highlight piece with the blue there. Just love the contrast between this sort of light blue and that sort of dark purple. Really, really nice. Yeah, you get a little bit of clear red plastic on the back for kind of like a brake light, I guess. You get a little bit of detail there on the back. But yeah, for the most part, you know, you saw the transformation, you know how she transforms, and that's about it. There's a little bit of molded detail here for the gas tank. And again, like we saw the gauges on the back of her head there. But that is about it for vehicle mode. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Yeah, very interesting and fun, albeit a little bit frustrating transformation, but not so bad, not so bad. For a quick comparison, I don't really have any other bike transformers on hand right now. So there's a quick comparison between her and Elita 1 in vehicle mode. Obviously, this, you know, scale's thrown out the window here because Elita 1 looks so tiny compared to Chromia. So yeah, that's about how they look side by side as her little wheel thing falls off. Let's see, let's pop that back on. But yeah, that's about how they look as a comparison in bike mode. So yeah, that's about it. Anyways, yeah, let's wrap things up and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, before I get into my final thoughts here, I just wanted to point out a couple things. I did fail to tell you that both of the fists are different. As you see here, she has an open fist. And on here, you have a little bit of a closed fist. The reason for that is so that she can hold the shuriken here. So if you just fit that blade in right there, she can hold it in. So obviously, because if you put it in this hand, it just falls off. So she can't really hold it there. So that is one difference I forgot to point out. One of the things I kind of wish that this figure had was a gun. So just putting that in there. It doesn't, these weapons don't really fit Chromia so much. I think Elita 1's gun, I'm just going to bring in one of her guns here. I think if she came with a weapon, I mean, even just like a repurposed like Elita 1 gun, maybe in that sort of same color, like this color, or even like the darker purple or the lighter blue there. I just think that would look so cool. So, I mean, even Elita 1's gun, having her with Elita 1's gun looks very nice. So one thing I, don't like is that she didn't come with a blaster. It is Chromia. She should have some sort of handheld weapon. I just think these don't cut it for me. I mean, these little, it just looks weird to me. But, I mean, it is cool that they kind of, molded the hand like that so she can fit the weapon in. So, anyways, Minor complaint there, just putting that back there. So, getting her back into her sort of neutral pose here. Other complaints, yeah, I don't really have much. The transformation gets a little fiddly, but yeah, it really wasn't that bad. If you really, you know, kind of just take your time, follow the steps, it's fun and everything. Other than that, yeah, I can't really say anything bad, except, you know, it doesn't come with a gun. And I'm not too crazy about those shuriken. They tend to fall off here and there, but for the most part, head sculpt is banging. I think that what takes the cake with this figure. I love the colors on this figure. Again, like I mentioned, head sculpt is awesome. Posability, articulation is off the hook. Really, they went all out. I think for me, like bike formers, like bots that turn into motorcycles, don't usually have the best track record in Transformers history, so I tend to stay away from them. But since this is Chromia, it's another fembot in the collection, I had to pick her up. So overall, yeah, a really good figure. I can't wait to leave you guys with some very cool shots of her and her action poses. So yeah, anyways, this has been the video review for Transformers Legacy United Cyberverse Chromia. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Matt in Japan. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more great content. As always, till all are one. Have a great day.